Hey, what's up again everybody? Today I'm doing a quick tutorial to show you how to detail up your figurized characters. So this is part 1 of the figurized standard tutorial. Make sure you check back later for more. The first part of the tutorial is to bring out the detail that's already molded into the figure. The techniques are basically panel linings and panel washes. I like to use this Tamiya panel line accent color. It's just very convenient to use. Or you can mix your own. Basically you'll need black enamel paint and lots of thinners. At least 5 part thinner to 1 part paint. Depends on the brand of the paint and thinner you use. Don't be afraid to experiment a bit and add lots of thinners. Before you start using this, make sure you shake the bottle very well. So first of all, there are 3 basic ingredients to make paint. First is the pigment that gives you the color. Then you have the binder, which makes the paint stick. And then the carrier, which is the thinner. This panel line accent color basically just really thin out paint. Don't use the brush just yet. Even after that, there's still lots of pigments in the brush from during the time when all the pigments are settled down near the bottom of the jar. So if you were to use this as is, the first application is going to be very dark. Then the color won't match. So what I like to do is just to get rid of as much paint as possible initially by brushing up inside of the jar. Then dip the brush back into the paint again and do this a few times. Then it's ready to go. Don't worry about messing something up here, we can easily clean it up later. Just give it a few dabs here and there. And it's fun watching the paint filling up all the crevices. Okay, let's give it about 3 to 5 minutes to dry. It doesn't have to be completely dry before you can start the next part. What I would like to use is the lighter fluid. Should be fairly easy to find at the secret section of Walmart. I've seen these at drugstores and supermarkets before as well. And get a Q-tip. I usually would like to use the fluffy type for these types of applications. Apply some lighter fluid and just start cleaning it up. You don't really have to rub very hard. And how much you decide to clean up really depends on your own preference. Usually I found myself cleaning up a bit too much the first time. I had to go back and reapply the paint again. Okay, so I'm going to turn off the camera here so I can keep working on this figure. So I got a bit carried away here. As you can see, I've done a bit more than just panel lining. For the orange part of the clothing, the orange just isn't very dark, so the black would be a bit of too much of a contrast. Now if you are mixing your own panel wash color, you can just use really dark enamel orange or brown, and it will give it more of a subtle effect, and the effect it gives won't be as harsh. However, sometimes I just don't feel like mixing the paint for this type of application, since the thinner evaporates really fast, and I feel like I have to keep adding thinner constantly, and the consistency changes all the time, and the room gets stinky. So what I do here is just wait for the paint to settle down a bit. And when you try to dab the paint, just don't go down too deep into the jar. Just brush it on. Again, don't be afraid to make a mess. As you can see, a lot thinner here, and the paint is very transparent. Again, give it a few minutes here for the paint to dry. Time to clean it up. Get your Q-tip ready. You don't have to be precise here. Just give it a few swipes until it looks good to you. That's it. In part 2 of the video, I'll show you how to get this kind of gradient shading without having to do fancy airbrush work. I hope you find this helpful, and I'll see you next time.